who would I be if I stopped? You know what I mean? I didn't know that I was gonna like quit music. I think I'll always like write music or whatever, but I think it was more of like, I just think like the dream is not necessarily dead, but maybe the dream is changing. And maybe I've already accomplished a lot of things I never thought I'd be able to do. When I was
Mhm.
younger, I used to think like, oh, if I get signed to a label, I'll have made it. Or like, oh, if I tour overseas, I'll have made it. Or, oh, if I get to make a record in a real studio, I'll have made it. And it's like, those are all things that I'm fortunate enough to have done. And maybe that's just, maybe the young version of me can just be happy with what I've done already. And then just like stop putting so much pressure on it to like, break in some huge way.
Bringin It Backwards.
What's going on? I'm Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music, and we can talk about the new album.
Sweet. Hey, I'm John.
Nice to meet you, John. Born and raised in Florida, is that what I read?
Yes. Yes. Born in South Florida, like the Fort Lauderdale area, and lived there for the first 29 years of my life.
Wow. Are you there now?
I recently moved to Los Angeles within the last year.
Oh, okay. What took you to LA? Music?
Music, friends, needed a change, all that sort of stuff.
Interesting. You're one of the few people that went the opposite way.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, why did I go to LA? But I like it a lot, honestly. It's a tougher city than people make it out to be, I think, honestly, but
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I'm from San Diego. I moved to Nashville like 3 years ago,
Okay.
but yeah, dude, it's funny because everyone was moving east, right, to
Yeah.
Florida, Tennessee, Texas, and you're one of the guys that went you went towards the everyone exiting.
Yeah. That sounds like me.
You said that it's a tougher city than people make it out to be.
I think so. Um just because it's like hard to find your footing. And I'm still working on finding my footing and finding where I fit and all that. And just the amount of wealth out here is like, some days it's like really inspiring and some days it's really discouraging. And
Mhm.
the money and the power and like all of that, like there's a romanticism to it for me, but depending on the day, I might be, having a hard time because of that
Yeah,
also,
right.
you know.
I mean, you go out depending on where you are in LA. It's the scale of wealth is definitely massive there, right?
It's unlike anything I've ever seen, especially like where I live in the valley, like in Sherman Oaks, like on
Oh,
one
damn, you live
side.
in Sherman Oaks? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
living well above my means and struggling. But like on one side of Ventura Boulevard, it's like the most wealth you've ever seen. And then you go a couple blocks past Ventura Boulevard, and it's like,
Yeah, total
oh,
dump.
this is kind of scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Um,
I live on the scary side.
that's good. No, just kidding. um, right on, dude. So originally from Florida, though. So you were in Florida, you said 29 years. What was it like growing up in the Fort Lauderdale area? There's some rad bands from out of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Especially like when I was coming up and like starting bands and stuff like that. There was a lot of cool music happening out there. And um I don't know. I think overall it was cool. I really liked it. I was like, when I was young, like Newfound Glory was like a local band
Yeah.
in the area. So I think that I credit to like the thing that like really kickstarted everything for me
Mhm.
with that. Um and Yeah, there's some cool artists like Dashboard Confessional, also from Boca Raton, South Florida. A
Yeah.
lot of cool
He's a
Florida.
Nashville guy now.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think Jordan from Newfound Glory is a San Diego guy. I think he's been living in San Diego forever. It's weird.
yeah, I think so. I don't know anyone in that band personally, but
Okay, but yeah, still, I mean, you grew up in the area and you'd see those people come up. Like, I mean,
yeah,
was were you seeing Newfound Glory as a local band back then, or
I don't I don't think I think I was too young to see them.
okay?
Because I was like they started in 97.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I was just old enough. I remember my babysitter like showed me them and was like, "Oh, this is my friend's brother's band."
Oh,
And I
wow.
was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Stuff like that. But no, I never saw them as like a child or anything. But just knowing that they were around and then watching them explode, I was like, "Oh, this is exactly what I want to do." You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. And did
Yeah.
you get into music? I mean, your babysitter shows you Newfound Glory, but like, were you raised in a musical household at all, or were you in like band, or how did you get into music originally, aside from, picking up bands you liked or hearing songs you liked?
Yeah, no, not from a musical family at all. My father is like an immigrant from South Africa. My mother is just like this very Italian New Jersey Jew, and they're both just like never played an instrument ever. My dad was like, I didn't play an instrument. I had to go fucking work. Like, what are you talking about? You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Um, they like music, I guess, but like, no, I didn't grow up in one of these homes where like my parents were showing me cool music and people were playing instruments around me. It just wasn't. I don't know what made me want to do it. It just kind of, I think it was kind of innate for me. My mom says that like when I was 2 years old and stuff, that there was at like birthday parties and stuff, those little blow up guitars and like little things like that. Like I was always just like picking those up and picking up little drums and like doing things like that. So at least my parents, who are very biased, are convinced that it's like in my DNA,
Yeah, yeah. So, at what age did you start? Like, was guitar the first instrument you started playing?
Yeah, I started with guitar. I think I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old. And my mom got me this guitar from Toys R Us. It's like really cheap, like little thing. And yeah, I just started kind of teaching
Started playing.
myself and buying like those little tab books. I remember I bought like a Blink 182 tab uh like book and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
started learning how to play punk rock music and stuff like that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then do you start a band or anything like that once you get a little older, like in high school or?
In like 8th grade, high school, like I definitely had like bands, but I was like such a shy kid. I was like really afraid to play in front of people, and I was really afraid to like sing or like I remember I got in a huge fight with my like high school band because they wanted to go record, and I was like, I don't want to record. That's too scary. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
um, but yeah, so it was like always something we did for fun and stuff like that. But it was really my senior year of high school. I started a band with some buddies, and that was like the first, excuse me, my first experience like playing shows and stuff like that. We went on to like tour pretty consistently and all that. And
Oh, wow. So you guys, yeah, you were doing it then.
we were doing it really young, like really young. Our drummer was like 13 at the time.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
the, I was the oldest one at 17 in
Geez,
our
how are you
band.
touring? Were your parents driving you guys around?
At first, at first we literally had to bring like our older friend Andre, who was like our chaperone. He was like 5 or 6 years older than us, and he would drive us around
Oh
like
man,
Florida
that's
and
so
stuff like
funny.
that. Yeah, and like I was really lucky in the sense that my dad is a used car salesman, and he
Yeah, the
kind of
deals on the vans or what?
he hooked us up and just like would let us borrow like a Chevy Tahoe or a van or something like that, like from his lot, like just do some highly illegal shit and make it look like I bought it on paper, like
Oh,
what I
that's
mean,
awesome. Yeah.
like so we could get it insured for the month
Week.
that we needed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, yeah.
Oh
Uh,
man, that's hilarious.
we started young. Started young.
And then how do you then, because Northbound is just you, right? It's just a
Yeah.
solo project.
Yeah. So I mean, I play with people and I collaborate with the same people a lot, like in the studio, but um I I started I started Northbound because my old band, it was called Sleep Patterns. It was like a hardcore type band. Everyone started graduating high school eventually, and I wanted to keep touring, and they wanted to go to college. And our drummer Connor was always like, he was so young. He was the youngest one, and he was
He's the
such a
guy that's kid is 13.
yeah. He when we
Yeah.
started, yeah,
Yeah, he still has like so many years left of school.
yeah, yeah. But he actually like dropped out of high school because he we toured with that band. I don't know if you remember this band, Being as an Ocean. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that
yeah. I've
band?
actually had them on.
Yeah,
One guy, he also has another project. I'm spacing on the name right now, but anyway.
yeah, maybe Capsize, one of those guys. I don't know.
Uh,
This was like 10 years
I
ago,
could look it up, but go ahead.
but we toured with that band, and then they kind of they did a little bit of a poach on our drummer Connor. They took him, and he started touring full time with them, and he actually stopped going to high school. And then the other guys went to college, and I was just like, I'm gonna just start my own thing so I could keep touring. And
Oh, really?
that's where North
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. So he actually got in the band and he played with them for a while.
Yeah, he played with them for a while. He plays for Beartooth now. He's like a very, very sought after drummer in this world.
That's
Um,
amazing.
but we
That's
just
I
started.
mean, yeah, that's amazing that you were able to play with him and he kind of gained that thing. But so he leaves and then you're just like, okay, well I should I want to continue doing this and playing, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
tour on my own.
yeah. He leaves. Well, he doesn't like leave the band. He's just like much, much busier. And
Uh-huh.
the other two guys wanted to go to college, and they went to college and moved out of town. And I was just like, all right, I got to do this on my own now. Um, so
Was
that's
that
like,
difficult to like start just as, okay. Were you writing the songs for the bands or you already had like experience with that or
like the band that we were in was like a totally different genre, and it was like much more of so Connor, the drummer, and his brother Ryan, they were in the band, and they wrote a lot of stuff together, and then they would take it to us and whatever. I don't know why I'm talking about this so much because it's like ancient history, but
yeah.
I had some experience like making shit with people or whatnot, and
Okay.
I just kind of wrote songs for myself. But um, yeah, when I started Northbound, I was like, oh, I'm gonna I'm just gonna do this, and it was weird at first, but I think I liked the fact that like no matter what happened, like I would be able to do it no matter
Uh-huh.
what. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right. You're the only one. You're right. There's no one that has to like uh you don't need to ask people if they have time to practice or do this. It's like it's just you have all the time
I just go.
that you can put into it for sure.
Yeah. So it
I mean,
was
this is going to be your fourth album, right?
yeah.
Wow, man, that's a lot of music and a lot of songs. Like, so when you first go into it, like to continue to do this for such a long time, like, did you have like validation early on with this project, or like kind of tell me the arc of the of your project or band? I guess.
Yeah. I think our band, like the first band, Sleep Patterns, we made some connections and some friends touring and all that. So I think I was lucky, and it was kind, it was pre TikTok, it was pre the massive social media boom. So I don't know. I think I just like had a lot of word of mouth, and like there were some people paying attention to what I was up to. So like I started Northbound, and I mean, compared to like what is considered successful these days is it wasn't that successful, but I think I had a bit of a jump start. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Because I had some momentum going with touring, and I had like all these like heavier bands that I became friends with through touring with the hardcore bands, and um, like my first ever Northbound tour was with a hardcore band, like me
Oh,
solo
interesting.
stick with a hardcore band, just because like that's the connect that I had, and we were all buddies, and like they let me jump on, so it's like um it started in this like DIY kind of punk and hardcore thing, and people were cool. I guess. I don't know. It was just like very DIY, but I kind of just hit the ground running. And right after high school, I was on tour constantly. And I was like doing some weird shit too. Like a tour would end and then I would just like go busk a little bit and like just meet people and kind of float around. And, you know, a lot of people were like, why are you just driving around the country? Like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't fucking know. But I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out, and then
It's easier. I'm sure it's easier to get shows if it's just you, right? Like, and you don't have to go with a bunch of people and coordinate
yeah.
schedules or tow a bunch of equipment. I mean, you said you just get up there with an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, like literally, like I remember I finished a tour in Savannah, Georgia, the first Northbound tour. I finished the tour, and then I like looked up venues in Savannah, Georgia, and I saw that there was a show happening, and I showed up to the show, and I was like, "Can I play for 15 minutes before the show? You know, I don't want any money. Just let me play." You know what I mean? It was like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff like that of just like stuff that feels kind of like you can't really do that anymore, or like it might be laughed off now, but it was the right time, and I think people were more open, and I don't know. So
Yeah, that's interesting because I was just trying to think about, when I was growing up, all those bands like Newfound Glory and all those bands were just smaller and they were coming through and playing little clubs in San Diego. And
yeah,
um, there was a scene there of kids like that all there's a handful of bars and venues that you could play and friends booked the shows and I don't know if that scene is really there anymore, but and maybe it is. I'm just old, but you know what I mean? Like I feel like at in in that time period, at least when I was in San Diego, like if you did that, if you were you're like, hey man, I'm from Florida, like I've been playing up the coast, like can I just play a few songs? 90% of the people would just be like, yeah, man, you can open, just get up there and start playing, but or
yeah,
whatever. Like it wasn't even like a thing, you know what I mean? Like here's
yeah,
2 drink tickets, go ahead if you want.
yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't even think I don't even know if I could legally drink at the time. You know what
But
I
you know
mean?
what I mean? Like it wasn't like, oh man, the promoter. It just was always like some local guy that booked the venue
Yeah,
that Wednesday nights or whatever, or that day. And you just go, hey man, like, can we play? Or it's changed. At least the places that I used to go to, not many of them exist anymore in San
yeah,
Diego, but at the time that was stuff people did. They just rolled up and was like, hey.
yeah, yeah. It feels like it's really different now. Um, Maybe for better or for worse, but it's just I don't know which one, but it is just different.
Sure.
Um, but
So you're
yeah, that's
doing that, and then you put out what your first album. How long after you've been touring around, or did you have that before you started doing it? So you had something to sell, or
I started touring with one single that I like recorded in my room, and I burned a bunch of CDs of it. You
oh,
know,
okay, yeah,
um, but I think like within the next 6 months or something, I recorded like an LP, um,
wow,
and it was all acoustic, and it was fun. And my buddy Logan from Florida had like this little DIY label, and he helped me like it was like so DIY. Like he helped me like burn a bunch of CDs and like screen printing the covers on the thing and like using stamps and like just like very DIY.
hmm
And, um, I think I generated some buzz in Florida, and then yeah, I don't know. I think I just kept playing in Florida, and then eventually this label called Animal Style Records, who's like was based in LA, like approached me online, or maybe we approached them. I had like a friendager situation, like a friend who was more connected than I was, kind of quote unquote managing me, and um I got this deal with Animal Style, and then I went in and recorded like Things full band for the first time.
oh
Um,
wow, Animal Style Records. I've never heard of that, but I know that's a way to get your burger in and out. So it makes sense that they're from California
Yeah, it was cool. It was
now.
it was affirming because they had like Animal Style did like the first transit stuff, the first like some early Man Overboard, some early Story So Far. Daggermouth, like stuff like that. Like
Rad.
they
Yeah, I'm looking at their label. That's awesome. Yeah, I just never had heard of them before. That's cool.
yeah, I mean it's like an indie label from
Yeah.
LA. It's no
Yeah,
longer
legit indie
in
label.
existence.
But I just had never heard of it. But when you said Animal Style, the first thing I thought of was In and Out. And then it was like, you're
Yeah,
like, they're out
exactly.
of LA. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so you get signed to them, and then what? They're able to fund an album and put at least pay for the recording process of it and everything.
Yeah, yeah, they put some cash behind me and
That must have
people
been a pretty validating moment, right? To be like, wow, like these people are
yeah,
gonna put money into what I'm doing.
yeah, it was really amazing, and I really, like, fostered a really special relationship with the founder of the label, and, like, I was literally texting him point 0.2 seconds before I logged on to this Zoom, like, still
Oh,
really
really?
still really good friends, and, um, it's cool we get to see each other now because we both live in LA, but,
Well, you're on Smart Punk right now.
I'm on Smart Punk now. Yeah.
Sorry, but
Um,
so yeah, so you how many albums you put out with Animal Style Records, or all
I
of
did
them? But to now,
I did a full length and I did an EP, and then that I think that was my whole deal with Animal Style. It was the full length and the EP, and then I'm sure we would have kept going, but I think he was kind of overdoing the label.
Mhm.
And then I was independent for a little bit, but I don't think I put anything out independent. And then I think I maybe did one single or so. And then yeah, Smart Punk approached me,
Wow.
and I've been with them for this record and the one before it as well.
What was
So
that like? I mean, did that change getting signed to them? I mean, Smart Punk's a well respected label, obviously, and like
yeah.
getting signed to them. Was that different than the Animal Style Records? Maybe they have a little bit bigger wallet. I don't know, or like, are they putting you on tours with bigger bands? Or
Yeah, I think the ethos and the energy is the same. Um, because it's just like, with Animal Style and with Smart Punk, it was just like dudes who care about music and are
right?
signing shit that they like and not necessarily shit that they think is gonna like, you
Yeah,
know,
be the next TikTok banger or something.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'd say just like as the project has grown, it's maybe a bit less of a risk to invest a little bit more money and maybe you know what I mean, like stuff like
Hmm.
that. So yeah, I mean, I think with Smart Punk the budgets got bigger, but also like the band got bigger, and like we were doing some cool tours, and yeah, I have no complaints about either label I've been on.
Oh
They're
yeah, yeah. I'm not looking for you to smash them. I was just
no, no,
curious, like, yeah,
no, I
like if
know.
like when you because a lot of bands they are looking to be like, oh, if I get signed, like that's the pinnacle, right? Like that's what you're striving to do, or maybe a little different now. When I was growing up, that was it. But
Yeah,
um,
same.
you do that, you succeed, and then it's like, uh, are you able to, as a signed artist, like, are they helping you book, bigger tours and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely helped with some stuff like I don't know. I mean, it's all kind of separate. Like any of the cooler tours that I have done, like we did a tour with Simple Plan and with State Champs, like that just comes from like having relationships with people. Like I did that tour without an agent, without a manager, but I've done other stuff like
Damn.
when I did have a manager and when I did have an agent, and I've um yeah, I don't think we would have been able to do the Simple Plan thing without Smart Punk because they definitely helped. Because we were kind of eating shit on that tour, you know what I mean? Like we were on this bus routed tour in a van, like 12-hour drive every night, like just like really brutal, like with respect and love to Simple Plan, not getting paid well, and Smart Punk really helped us out financially on that tour for sure.
It's
So
awesome. Well, that's what's crazy is that, well, the fact I heard this from another artist recently that, like, I mean, the fact that you're getting paid is huge. I mean, in any
Huh.
sense, just because based off of what somebody told me that they were actually paying bigger artists to get on their tour.
That's the thing.
I never
That's the
heard of that.
thing.
This is like a recent thing that I've heard. I was like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, like I paid so and so to open up for them on this many dates. And then, then I got asked to do another tour that I didn't have to pay for. But it's like for Simple Plan, I mean, they're going to sell out majority of shows, right? They're
Yeah.
huge. I've had Pierre on here before, and State Champs are great guys. Had them on, and they're both big bands. And if you're trying to break through to that next level, and I mean, being on Smart Punk, they're like, yeah, we'll kick you some money. I mean, that's pretty dope. But I had never heard of the pay the band thing till recently. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing, and it's pretty unfortunate. And it's just like they have all the leverage, like a big band has the leverage, like you're saying, like whether or not a band like mine is on that tour, like, I mean, there's probably no people who are going to come see Northbound and not also be interested in seeing State Champs and Simple Plan. So it's like, I'm not, even if people are like, like, oh,
Well,
this
they're
is
coming.
cool.
Yeah, they're coming for you, right? But it's like, but I also really like Simple Plan and Stage Champs, so
Yeah,
this is dope because I get to see
like
three bands I like.
exactly. So it's like the overlap is like, whether I'm on the tour or not, that tour is still selling the same way,
Sure.
so it's like they have all this leverage. And yeah, like I do remember, I don't want to put anything on blast, but I've been in situations where it's like, oh, well, this band will do it for free. So like, you know, we don't, we can't pay you this much because it's, whatever. Like,
Oh, we're
my
not going to
age.
pay you because we can just get this other band that won't. We don't have to pay anything for.
Right, exactly. And then you got to negotiate, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's
interesting.
a business. It's a business, and I understand, but it's
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't, thankfully we didn't lose any money on the Simple Plan thing just because it was so long and
Yeah,
selling
that's
merch.
just dope I mean, to play all those shows. I mean, what an experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was amazing. And it was like, dude, we were putting out our like Smart Punk debut on that tour, like, and then like immediately COVID happened. And it was like the
Oh
biggest,
my God.
it was like a huge momentum kill because it really kind of felt like things were, because I've been doing this for a while and it's like I've had kind of ebbs and flows in my career. But that was like, I was like, this is a pinnacle ass moment. Like,
Hell yeah.
biggest tour I've ever done, one of the longest tours I've ever done. I'm putting out an LP on the tour, like the stars are aligned, and then COVID happens. And I'm just like,
So
fuck. And
were you in the middle of the tour when that happened? Did you guys get shut down?
no, we didn't get shut down, but the tour ended in December 29th,
Oh,
and
okay.
COVID
Yeah.
was March 2020. So it was like, the whole follow-up year of touring that we had planned and majority of booked just disappeared, and the momentum was kind of lost.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think that was when they put out like Simple Plan put out that record with State Champs. I think that they had a song out with
Yeah, that was that
the
tour.
Kings. I think it was that tour, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, it was
Um
really funny because they
that
had like they were like shooting a music video for it and like
on the
at some
tour.
at some of the shows. And yeah, I don't know if we're in there a little bit in that music video for that song. You could see some of us at times and stuff, but it was just so funny because it was like we're just not we're just not included in this song. It's hilarious.
That's
Uh,
awesome. I'll have to
not that
rewatch
we
it.
should be,
But I
but
want to see now. That's cool.
yeah,
Right
sad.
on. So that happens, then COVID happens, and then that's obviously the momentum slows down. And are you like, okay, now what do I do? And
Yeah.
when do you start working on this new album? And like after everything opens up, did you were you was it was it hard to kind of get that that momentum back?
Yeah, it's been hard, and it's something I think I'm like still actively like working on because it's like done a couple tours and festivals and stuff like that since then, but I haven't been consistently on the road since pre-COVID.
Mm.
And So yeah, it's been hard, and during COVID is when I started working on the record, and I wasn't necessarily trying to make a record, and I was kind of discouraged, and I was kind of just like, this might be the last one. Like it's
Oh, really?
my last one on the contract, and maybe I'll just maybe
Hang
I'll
up the
just fuck
cleats?
maybe I'll just fuck off for a little bit after that or
Oh,
whatever. But
wow.
then, you know, I somehow made a record that I'm really happy with, and then immediately moved to Los Angeles and like am
Oh, so
trying.
you recorded that when you're still in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
what a 180. You're like, "Actually, I'm gonna go fully into this and move to
Yeah.
LA."
This is my my kind of like throwing everything at the wall and just being like, yeah, I'm all right. Like
I
we're
love it,
trying.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well,
trying.
I've heard a handful of the I mean, I like the songs because the full album isn't out yet, right?
No, it's out in July.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I've heard a handful of songs on the record, and dude, I love what you're doing because I love that style of music, and just it's cool, it's fresh, and um, I'm stoked that you're gonna keep going. I think moving to LA was a good move if that's what you know just to go all in. It's like why not? I'm here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way. And
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just like, I didn't necessarily move here with the intention of like, okay, let's go to LA and try to be like a famous rocker.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it.
No, it was more so like, you know, it's time for something new. A
Mhm.
lot of my friends moved here, and like one of my best friends who produced this record and the last one, he like made the jump to move to Los Angeles right after we did the album, and he kind of
Oh,
he
cool.
kind of imported me with him. He was like, just come out here, like we'll make music all the time, like we'll get like writing sessions going for you. Like his name is Sam Guayana. He's been a bit of the closest thing I have to like a mentor or manager, you know what I mean? He's just
Mhm.
like he believes in the shit, and when we make the records, it's like it's him and I in a room and we're making songs together. So yeah, he kind of imported me, as he says.
Well, you said you didn't even know if you were gonna write it now. Like you were like, okay, I think I'm done. You're about
Uh,
to give up or stop for a while at least, right? And do you write a
yeah.
song or was one of the songs on the album or something that sparked that you're like, oh wow, like I love this. And then they just kept getting, you kept putting them out or like how did you flip like that? Like flip the, switch in your head to
I don't know. I think it's like less of a choice than it appears to be, because it's like I don't know that I'm really good at other stuff. And I listened to the record when firstly, like we also I had like the easiest time I've ever had making an album, making this one. Like it just came right out of me. And then I was listening to it and I was like, I think this is really good. I'm really happy with it. And like, who would I be if I stopped? You know what I mean? I didn't know that I was gonna like quit music. I think I'll always like write music or whatever, but I think it was more of like, I just think like the dream is not necessarily dead, but maybe the dream is changing. And maybe I've already accomplished a lot of things I never thought I'd be able to do. When I was
Mhm.
younger, I used to think like, oh, if I get signed to a label, I'll have made it. Or like, oh, if I tour overseas, I'll have made it. Or, oh, if I get to make a record in a real studio, I'll have made it. And it's like, those are all things that I'm fortunate enough to have done. And maybe that's just maybe the young version of me can just be happy with what I've done already, and then just like stop putting so much pressure on it to like, break in some huge way. Um, I don't know.
No, I 100% agree with you. But then as like a creative, I'm sure the all that happens is the goalposts just keep getting pushed further back, right?
The Tarzan method. Just keep
Yeah.
swinging to the next one.
I heard Anthony, I had Anthony on from Bayside and he told me the thing with, we once you the bigger the band gets and the more he just said you never arrive. And I
Yeah,
was like,
exactly.
that's huge. And I asked him about getting signed to a label and he's like basically like, you went from you're the kid at the little kids table, at Thanksgiving dinner. Now you're at the big table, and it's like, what are you gonna do? Like, show it. Like, it doesn't. And I felt that interesting. And then he just kind of said, "You never arrive," which is, I feel like that. Myself, I was on terrestrial radio for like 15 years, and I was doing this, and it's like you always want to get bigger and better and more, and you achieve the one thing that you thought you'd never have, and you're like, okay, well that's great, but look at now I need to get to this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and it always looks different once you get there too.
Right.
Um, like I don't know. It's the goalpost does keep moving, and yeah, I like that. You don't ever arrive because it's like unless you're like literally Post Malone or something. Like
But he's probably like, I haven't arrived. Like, I've done all this stuff, but like, there's got to be something now. And it's like, how much bigger can you? I mean, maybe Taylor Swift has arrived. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you're selling out like 5 nights at a stadium, I don't know. But maybe she's like,
yeah,
no, but I need to play I don't know. Like, it just keeps going. It's like endless. I don't
yeah,
know.
it's futile in that way, like having those types of goals. And I think
Yeah.
like for me, especially coming out here, like my number one goal is to just live a comfortable life, like financially through music. Like I've realized now, like I don't need a big house. I don't need a fancy car. I don't need any of that shit to be happy. But if I can just like sustain a happy and comfortable lifestyle through music, that's like my next goal. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to work other jobs. Like I don't want to do other shit. And luckily in
Right.
LA, I do get to like do some co-writing stuff and some production stuff with people. And like that's cool to make money that way through music. But I want to supplement my entire life through creating shit. And that's
Right.
like the goal. You know what I mean?
No,
Uh,
100%.
so like the goal like just changes. I think like I don't need to be like in the Foo Fighters, even though that would be incredibly dope. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right. But then Dave Grohl's probably like, yeah, but I still need it. You know what I mean? Like, even all those people are still shooting even further.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome, man. Well, and I can't wait to hear the album. I know I was just looking at your website. You know how many shows booked? Are you hoping to tour when the album comes out?
I'm hoping to, but like, on topic financially, like just being a 30-year-old guy, um, I need to it needs to make sense financially. Like I
Yeah.
don't need to make money. I just need to not lose money.
Right,
And
right.
you know what I mean? Like this
It
era
just
of
can't
like
cost me money.
living at my parents' house and like not caring if I lose money, and you know what I mean? Like that is kind of over in my life. So I'm just I am looking for an agent right now and management. I'd like to get like that sort of thing going, and I would love to get on the road. I don't have any tours right now, but I have some stuff like locally in Southern California and in LA, like for the album release, like set up and all that. And
Yeah.
that'll be cool. But yeah, I just like I did DIY touring for like 10 years. Like I simply in the year of our good Lord 2024, I don't think that I can DIY tour anymore.
Right.
You
No,
know what
I
I mean? I just
100%.
cannot.
I feel you on that, dude. Um, well, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, John, for doing this, man. I have one more quick question for you. I want to know if you have any advice to aspiring artists.
Um I would say when you're making stuff, if it's not coming out naturally, put the guitar down and try again another time. Like you cannot force it when you're creating stuff, or else you are just gonna hate it. And you have to like it. You have to believe in it to push it. And also just like, I don't know, maybe I'm saying this out loud for my own affirmation, but don't stop. You know what I mean? If you have a dream, like you have to keep going. And they say it takes like 10 years to become an overnight success.
Bringin It Backwards.